We now move to a story coming out of Asia with the Japanese Foreign Minister Takeshi Iwaya, who was met with counterpart Wang and other top officials in Beijing. The two sides have agreed to increase cooperation despite acknowledging challenges. The visit is Iwaya's first to China since becoming Japan's top foreign diplomat earlier this year. The duo have discussed key factors in maintaining a conservative and stable relationship. China and Japan are key trading partners, but increased friction over disputed territories and military expenses has frayed ties in recent years. Last year, China branded Japan's decision to release reactor cooling water into the Pacific as selfish. Now, China's foreign ministry say Beijing aims to strengthen communication to properly manage differences with Japan. We're joined again by our correspondent Aditya Wadwan. Aditya, looking at the incident that's here in terms of the reactor water which has gone into the ocean, can you provide us some more context on that?
Well, exactly, Josh. China had imposed the ban on Japanese seafood last year in August, when they had been, because Japan had been releasing the radioactive water from the Fukushima nuclear plant. As per the agreement reached in September, the Japan needs to work upon this factor so as to, any chance if China intends, then only China will intend to, lift this ban on the seafood, Thereafter, since this meeting is happening between the two foreign ministers in Beijing, things are expected to move steadily in this manner as far as this thing is concerned. If we talk about other contexts, China and Japan are already, engaged in a conflict in the East China Sea, because of the maritime disputes in the East China Sea, with America also playing a role. So it needs to be seen as to how this particular ban on seafood moves forward, because during the meeting, both the meetings will take some topics of mutual interest will take place between the two leaders, and it will be very significant as far as this ban on this Japanese seafood is concerned. Japan will have to work out on some modalities, to work upon this problem, and that henceforth we can see if China allows the import of seafood, Japanese seafood in the future or not. Yes, Joshua. Back to you in the studios.
We're also joined by a guest, Satoru Nagao, who is a fellow at the Hudson Institute. Satoru, I'd like to talk to you about this conversation specifically that's happening and happened today. In terms of the talk that we're getting, it's about a seafood trade sort of deal and ban. Do you think more is going on? Our reporter there, Aditya, alluded to the current sort of instability in the region with the United States involved, considering we have China and Taiwan who are facing off. Is there more at play here, or is this just looking at the issue that's come after the incident with the reactive water?
Seafood issue is only one of the issue. Indeed, this kind of Japan-China negotiation has happened because of the idea of the Prime Minister Ishiba. He is quite traditional Japanese politician, especially we can find such type, old type, before the Shinzo Abe sworn in. Japan tried to engage with China to calm down the tension. That is the pattern of the Japanese traditional politician, and Prime Minister Ishiba is also similar type. So he wants to negotiate with China to calm down the tension related with Taiwan, related with the Japan-China direct conflict. So that's why he wants to engage. So he expects to invite Xi Jinping to Japan. That is his policy that many people expect. But such kind of traditional way faces three big problems. First one is under current situation, Japan and China has many problems, including the Chinese setting the buoy between Japan and Taiwan, sea between the Japan and Taiwan. And but within the EEZ, China set up this kind of buoy without informing Japan. So that's why Japan need to ask China to remove this kind of buoy. That is another matter, because such kind of buoy is a preparation to invade Taiwan. And another matter is, of course, even if the Prime Minister Ishiba want to negotiate with China, he lacks a stable situation in the domestic politics. So many Japanese do not support Prime Minister Ishiba's agreement with China. And the third one is, of course, new U.S. administration led by Trump. Trump's policy will be very tough against China. Under such kind of situation, even if the Prime Minister Ishiba want to negotiate with China, he will face a tough situation related with Japan-U.S. relation. So that's why, even if the traditional way the Prime Minister Ishiba want to do, he will face a tough situation and he will not achieve anything.
Satoru, I want to quickly touch on that, just to finish. What do you think the Western reaction is to these conversations? Of course, Japan, an ally with the US. We've got Donald Trump coming in, who, as you've mentioned, has already threatened serious sanctions on China. What do you think the West's response to this conversation and a potential growing of ties between the two Asian nations?
Just now, no problem. But next month, President Trump will sworn in, and he will choose a very tough stance from the first day. So it is expected that any move to cooperate with China will be the risk for Japan to cooperate with other Western countries. That is easy to expect.
Satoru Nagao, a fellow of the Hudson Institute, thank you so much for joining us.